I've long raised the warning cry on the implication of having too much money in your IRA while you're alive. You expose yourself to the threat of massive tax increases in your lifetime, which means you could run out of money far faster than you ever thought possible. Furthermore, any dollars you take out of your IRA count as provisional income. That's the income the IRS tracks to determine if they're going to tax your Social Security. If your Social Security gets taxed, studies show you're likely to run out of money 5 to 7 years faster than people who don't have their Social Security taxed. All that said, have you ever stopped to think about the implications of dying with money in your IRA? Well, there are two huge problems associated with dying with a balance in your IRA. And in today's video, I'll be unpacking each one of them. First, if you die with money in your IRA and your spouse inherits it, she'll now have to take those RMDs at her tax rate. The only problem is, as a widow, her tax rate is now twice as high as it was while she was married. You may not think your taxes will double, as I've long predicted, but if you inherit your spouse's IRA upon their death, then a doubling of your tax rate is just a matter of course. Consider the following. The 12% tax bracket for a married couple ends at $83,550. However, if your spouse dies and you become a single filer, the 12% tax bracket now ends at $41,775. So your tax bracket effectively contracted by half. You now dramatically increase the likelihood that you'll bump up into the 22% tax bracket just to pay for your lifestyle needs. So experiencing a doubling in tax rates upon the death of your spouse is the first huge problem associated with dying with money in an IRA. Here's the second issue. Upon the death of both you and your spouse, your children, assuming you have any and they're your beneficiaries, will inherit your IRA. And as a result of Secure Act 2.0, they will now be forced to spend that IRA down to realize it as income, as it were, within 10 years. So there's two problems associated with this. First, if your children are spendthrifts, they're likely to realize all that money as income in the first few years. To be more specific, studies show they'll spend it down in about 18 months. So let's say they inherit $500,000 and they liquidate it all within 2 tax years. They'd be adding $250,000 onto their existing income and have it taxed at their highest marginal tax bracket each year. As a result, they could easily fritter away 1/3 or more of their inheritance to taxes. Next, if your children are not spendthrifts, they're instead disciplined savers, they may not withdraw the money systematically over those 10 years. After all, there are no RMDs that require them to withdraw the money. They could, in theory, just let that money continue to grow and compound, out of mind, out of sight. And then in the 10th year, after that IRA has grown and compounded all that time, the IRS will force them to realize all that money is income all in 1 year. So after 10 years, that $500,000 inheritance may now be worth $1 million. So they'll realize $1 million of income right on top of all their other income and pay tax at their highest marginal tax bracket. And do you think that tax bracket will be 37% like it is today? Not likely. If they inherit that money beyond 2030, there's a really good chance they could be paying 50% or more on those dollars. So you just frittered away half of your hard-earned retirement savings by forcing your responsible children to realize it as income within that 10-year time period. So what's the solution to all of this? As it turns out, it's relatively simple. Execute a Roth conversion on your IRA while you're still alive and while tax rates are historically low. That way, when you die and your spouse's income tax bracket contracts by half, they won't have to worry because the taxes will have already been paid. They can then spend that money at their leisure without worrying about the implications of RMDs, Social Security taxation, or future increases in tax rates. Next, if you have children who are financially responsible, then you can execute a Roth conversion during your lifetime and they'll inherit it 100% tax-free. And even if they don't liquidate the money until the 10th year, they'll still be able to withdraw it all 100% tax-free. If your children are financially irresponsible, then the Roth conversion may not be the way to go. You may be better off doing what I call an LIRP conversion. In other words, systematically reposition that IRA to a life insurance retirement plan, or LIRP. Here's why this may be a better alternative. You can make your trust the owner and beneficiary of your LIRP. Then when you die, the trust can distribute the death benefit to your spendthrift children in an amount of your choosing and at a time of your choosing. This will effectively allow you to rule from beyond the grave and prevent your children from blowing your hard-earned retirement savings in a flurry of spending over a few short years. In short, the IRA is almost always the worst place to have money when you die. As Ed Slott famously said, when you combine the benefits of the Roth IRA and cash value life insurance, you can completely eliminate the IRS from you and your beneficiaries' retirement picture. Folks, in the next 10 years, I'm looking to put 100,000 Americans on the road to the 0% tax bracket. If you'd like some help getting on the road to a tax-free retirement, be sure to check out my tax-free toolkit. You can download it for free at taxfreetoolkit.com. If you're a financial professional and want to learn how to become a certified Powers Year advisor, head over to powersyear.com and opt into my free 3-part video series. By the way, if you have any comments or questions, feel free to drop them into the comment section below. I'll respond to every single one of them personally. And don't forget to click like, subscribe, and the bell so you never miss a video. This is David McKnight. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.